Um, just let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. If you have children and would you want a Club America come into your child's school during lunchtime? Okay, so here I am. I am back and with another video. So welcome to my YouTube channel at 2-1-777. And I'm just getting started. I'm trying to get on the road, trying to get these popping out these videos. As you know, get my channel up. I don't know how long it's been up, but I think I got like 8 videos up so far. But yeah, you know, well, I don't know, you don't know, but I'm trying not to watch videos before I respond or comment on them because I want my reaction to be authentic. So let's check out this video here. All right, now here we go.
A mayor at a Turning Point USA school event decided to bash Martin Luther King Jr.
Turning Point USA, now keep that in mind.
And bash LGBTQ lifestyle to students. Here it is.
Martin Luther King was a Marxist, and that he was for socialism, and a lot of the civil rights things that he advocated for were not really helpful. Now, there's a lot of research to that, but we can argue about that. That's kind of what and also with personal life. My oldest daughter had a lot of trauma as a child. Something really terrible happened to her when she was very young that I would hope never would happen to any other child. And as a result of it, she's a lesbian, she's gay, and she's married to a woman. And sometimes that's a little bit of internal struggle for me because I believe that marriage is between a man and a woman, and I believe that scripture is very clear on homosexuality. But on the other side of that, I love her dearly. We are in relationship. And that's what Charlie Kirk's message was, is like, we may not agree. My daughter knows where I stand biblically, but I love her. We're actually going to spend Christmas with her in Missouri. We love her, and they have a child, and I love my grandchild, and I love my daughter-in-law, which is weird to say, right? My daughter's married to a woman.
Wow. Correction, Madam Mayor. The Bible says, scripture, that a man could be married to about 2,500 women in the Old Testament. Also,
what is he reading?
Interesting point that you make in reference to cause and effect based on your opinion of your daughter and then your opinion of King. We're going to get into it. You're talking to students. Remember the context. This is the mayor of Lincoln, California.
Oh my God,
Mayor Holly
mayor.
Andrietta. According to the Sacramento Bee, high school students in Lincoln are seeking to disband a new club associated with slain conservative activist Charlie Kirk. And the comments their city's mayor made at its inaugural meeting, Mayor Holly Andrietta, who recently launched a campaign for now Placer County Supervisor, spoke for about 25 minutes at the inaugural meeting of Club America at 12 Bridges High School. In her remarks, she tied her daughter's sexual orientation to childhood trauma, said that separation of church and state was a myth, and relayed Kirk's belief that Martin Luther King Jr. was a Marxist and that his civil rights activism was, quote, not helpful.
Yeah, for who?
Quote, my oldest daughter had a lot of trauma as a child, Andrietta says in the video recording of the clip.
Hold on, she left from talking about King, in her opinion, being a Marxist and that his civil rights activism was not helpful. Not helpful to who? I mean, what do you mean not helpful? What? And then she's going to skip all the way to her oldest daughter. This is crazy.
Club's meeting. Something really terrible happened to her when she was very young that I would hope would never happen to any other child. And as a result of it, she's a lesbian. She's gay. End quote. Man, with a mayor like that. Okay, so here's the thing. Number one, big shout out to the King Center, Bernice King, the daughter of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I was actually with her earlier today and had a great meeting with Bernice King. And I can tell you that the King Center, inspired by Dr. King, obviously, and technically founded by Coretta Scott King and led now by Bernice King, the daughter, is doing significant work not only in America, but internationally as well. Very thankful for their continued leadership. The civil rights element of this conversation cannot be dismissed.
No, it can't.
Because of the silliness of this mayor. The silliness of this mayor is indicative of a massive voting class whose ignorance has gone from voting to being the elected representative. She has likely held these beliefs for a very long time. She did not need the proxy of a Charlie Kirk or Charlie Kirk's death in order to say this. But typically an individual like her would not have been mayor with access to a high school to be able to lecture students about the falsities of their belief system. But that's what she's allowed.
You know, I would have liked to heard if there was any students that disputed or disagreed with what she said, because I think it's just a shame that the teachers and mayors and principals can just go in and say anything to our young kids and they accept it. There's no pushback. So they're like polluting the young minds. And I'll be so happy when students that know start speaking up and disputing what they're being taught in school or indoctrinated to believe.
Allowed to do in this Trump America. So Club America is a high school program. It is associated with Turning Point USA. Turning Point USA is a nonprofit that advocates for conservative politics. They are letting you know they are actually political up front. Conservative politics, and it has been controversial since inception.
America.
For some, Kirk and his organization means free speech. Others take issue, obviously, with comments about black people's ability to work in professional spaces. That's called racism. His belief that civil rights or the Civil Rights Act was a mistake, racism, and his comments about the LGBTQ community. The club's inaugural meeting during the lunch period, Thursday, was packed with students. Those in attendance reported that an administrator had to deny some students entry to the classroom to comply with fire code. After the meeting, students opposed to the club began circulating the videos, calling the mayor's comments hateful and advocating for the club to be disbanded.
Okay,
now,
thank you.
The take from this story, for most, has to do with the mayor and this ridiculous commentary. But the biggest take from this story are the students who self-organized in order to protest such a club.
Cool. That's what I'm talking about. I am so glad there is some students that have sense enough, to speak out against this madness.
Obtain proper video footage of the reason why this club should be disbanded. And at the beginning, middle, and end of the day, the students should have a voice in how this goes down.
Exactly.
And so they decided to become leaders in the face of this madness. I'm appreciative of the fact that they were exposed to a social element in which the administrators allowed to come into their school. Because now these students get to make their proclamation known as to where they stand. And not be defined by that mayor, by her.
Exactly. That is exactly what I was saying. I am so glad. I didn't watch this beforehand, so I'm I'm watching it like maybe for the first time with you. But yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. That's right.
Comments nor by the institution known as Club America. The senior at this school, Rebecca Warner, who identifies as a lesbian, did not attend the meeting but was approached by one student leaving the meeting who made a hurtful comment about her sexuality. So you have cause and effect immediately. Quote, one student told me they learned that God was working on me because I've endured trauma, causing me to become gay. Well, that came directly from the mayor. That's what the mayor told them. She said, quote, taken aback by what I had been told, I listened to the full audio of the meeting and was hurt by what had been said, end quote. Now, Warner and two friends, who both requested to remain anonymous due to concerns about their safety on campus, are petitioning the school to remove the club. They said that Andreatta's rhetoric, the mayor, was inflammatory enough to embolden students to say racist and homophobic things.
Oh, man.
I thought political bias, political opinion was not allowed in direct public discourse in education with children part of that discussion. That has been the standard by the Supreme Court. Supreme Court has said you cannot bring things into the public school system and by way of other private institutions that are not political in their character.
Well, I think they've been doing that for years, so I don't think this is anything new.
That are not issues based in their character. You cannot bring these elements into the school system. So the way the school system gets around it, and I know people are going to comment on this, but the way the school system gets around it is they allow it to happen during what's called a non-academic period. In this situation, they allowed it to happen during the lunch period, during lunchtime. And that's how schools typically bend that rule without breaking it, at least according to them. The mayor did respond. Andreatta was not aware, the mayor was not aware she was being recorded. Can I stop right there? Can we stop right there? This is from her side. Not aware you were being recorded. I want you to think about this. What if a cop does something malicious? She's a public servant. She's a mayor. She gets a paycheck from taxpayers. If a cop does something and the first thing the cop says to defend himself or herself, well, I wasn't aware I was being recorded, even though you're recorded doing something adversarial to the role that you are in. So the mayor was not aware she was being recorded by a student in the club. She says that her words were taken out of context by the students who recorded and shared the video, and that other aspects of the video, namely the part about her relationship with her daughter, was meant for the students in attendance who were listening and asking questions. Quote, I shared that with this group to make a point about loving all people, even if you disagree on some things. That is not the point you made, madam. There's more. The mayor, in a phone interview, declined to elaborate on her comments about her daughter and whether or not she believed trauma causes homosexuality. But you'll tell it to the children. You're talking to an adult in an interview. You don't want to repeat it to an adult, but you want to lecture children on this ridiculous element of your belief. Why? If it's good enough for the children, definitely you can say it again for the adult who's interviewing you. Unless you're saying it to children to influence their young minds.
Exactly.
And you don't believe they will give you a credible pushback. And your job is indoctrination rather than information.
Hey,
anyway, so in the video, she goes on to say that she loves her daughter and that they have a good relationship. Quote, separation of church and state is a myth. Andreatta said in a response to a student's question, is not in the Constitution. She went on to say that the founding fathers' original intent was to ensure that the government had no right to set up a religion like England had, not to preclude religion from influencing politics. In a response to a Sacramento Bee inquiry about the club, Western Placer Unified School District spokesperson sent a news release describing the district's policy surrounding student clubs. Student leaders acknowledged the controversy surrounding Club America and said that the district allowing a student club to exist, quote, does not constitute endorsement of the club's beliefs, viewpoints, noting their legal obligation to uphold students' rights under federal law. That is correct. Quote, when schools permit non-curriculum student clubs, those clubs must be treated fairly and consistently, regardless of political, philosophical, or ideological perspective, the statement says. Now, here's the caveat to that. All of those non-academic student organizations have to also reciprocate the same rules that the federal standard requires, which basically says you cannot be racist and you cannot discriminate against students based on these immutable factors. And if you do, you will no longer be a recognized student organization. And that is the difference between it being official and unofficial, if the institution recognizes it as a student organization or not. Warner challenged this in a meeting with administrators. Quote, if any club can be passed, as long as the board approves of it and the student council, is any club allowed? Question mark. Great question. So if I were to make an anti-Semitic club, which would not be okay at all, would it be passed? The student group is currently gathering signatures in order to disband the club. That is correct. See, the students are thinking. The students are thinking. The students are actually leading. And I will say this.
Yay. Hey, I'm going to say kudos to those students. That's exactly what I was talking about. Pushback.
Our future is okay because those students who stood up and challenged the notion of this institute,
all right, now.
They're the ones who will be our future leaders, not the current mayor of Lincoln. There's more. So reflecting on Thursday's meetings, which she regarded as positive until the video of her speaking started to circulate. Andrietta, the mayor, said that she was most concerned about threats made against the founders of the 12 Bridges High chapter of Club America. Quote, the main idea here is not me. I'm an adult and I can handle my own reputation, end quote. Another quote, my concern is that there are students who are there and ones that don't go to 12 Bridges are posting very violent, threatening memes and comments online attacking other students. That should not happen. I do not condone it. I do not believe all children obviously are engaged in it. But you may want to start, Madam Mayor, by telling that to Donald Trump and his cronies, because many times, obviously, our children are mimicking the actions of the adults they see around them. There's more. The student group seeking to disband the club acknowledged and disavowed the post, which they said was made by an anonymous account that they were not associated with. They said they reported the account and encouraged others to do the same. Once again, leadership not even found in the current commander-in-chief. There's more. Quote, I have complete respect for their political ideologies, Warner said. Quote, I wish they would have respect for my identity and for my existence, end quote. Ms. Warner, you're a future leader, you're a current leader. I'm very thankful for you and the leadership of your colleagues. All right, sharing thoughts here.
You know, if you trust that what you are relating to children is integrity filled, accurate, and will invoke curiosity from them, you don't have to play games.
Exactly.
You don't have to trick them. You don't have to hold them hostage during lunch or recess. You can just tell the truth. And a child will more often than not gravitate towards that. If they know your heart is pure, your intentions are pure, you don't have to do these indoctrination games and lies. You really don't. And the point you made initially where she brings up her daughter and all this nonsense that didn't need to be. Dr.
Right.
Bernice King and her personal life. It's not necessary. If you believe in what you truly are doing, you don't have to indoctrinate babies. You just have
No.
to show up in your truth, Dr. Ritchie. This is sad.
It is
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, but they got some real ones at the school who are
right.
keeping them honest to the moral progress of the nation rather than the opposite. We'll bring you updates if there's an update to bring.
Okay,
A mayor-
and I'll be your update too. I want to check something out. What was it? Club America. I want to find out. Club America. Club. Oh my goodness. What am I doing? Find out what is Club America. Here we go. Club America. That's not. No, it's not that. Club America. Okay, here's another student plan protest after Lincoln mayor. Okay, what is this talking about here? Okay, student plan protest after Lincoln's mayor comments at Turning Point USA. All right. So this is just basically what we just got finished watching here. I'm just going to read a little bit here. Let me see. Let me expand this a little bit if I can. Okay, I don't think I can expand that a little bit. But, okay, students and community members in Lincoln are planning to protest a local high schools club associated with slang conservative activist Charlie Kirk after a video recording of an elected official speaking about Martin Luther King Jr. diversity quotas in the LGBTQ community at the club's inaugural meeting. So this was their first meeting, went viral over the weekend. Club America is a high school. That's what I wanted to know what it was. Okay, so here it says Club America is a high school program associated with Turning Point USA, and it's a nonprofit that advocates for conservative politics. Okay, so they just going to go around indoctrinating these young children. Okay, a new chapter at 12 Bridges High School in Western Placer Unified School District held its first meeting Thursday. Lincoln Mayor Holly Andrietta was invited as a guest speaker. Okay, fans of Kirk said that that his organization is one that champions free speech and fosters healthy political dialogue. Okay, there was nothing healthy about that on school campuses in a similar way. Okay, so now they're going from the college campuses to the high schools now. Okay, we are really trying to promote Christian values. If you're trying to promote Christian values, then speak with what does the Bible say? I don't care what you have to say. What does the Bible say about values? Okay, so I'm not going to keep reading all this. I'm going to read about them right here. Okay, Christian values, pro-American values, and it's a lot. It's really scary just seeing seeing what's happening in our country. Chapter founder and sophomore Garrett Gold told Gold Country Media, I feel like right now there's a lot of teachers, and just the way the education system works, there's some deep-seated hatred towards America. And I really don't like it because America is the best country on earth. Okay, blah, 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 blah. What did they respond? Okay, so she just saying her words was taken out of context. Yeah, this is just the same thing that we went over. And I just wanted to know what Club America was. And there it is right there, exactly what it is. All right. Okay, so yeah. I don't want this video to be too long. As long as it's been too long. I don't like sitting for long videos. So just let me know in the comments what y'all think about this. If you have children and would you want a Club America come into your child's school during lunchtime and talking about MLK, Martin Luther King, and LGBTQ? I mean, who wants to hear that at lunchtime and they're little kids? That's no. Save that for no. Come on now. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I'm going to go ahead and end this video right here. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, so y'all be blessed.